This is not how character designs are made. This is how I do my character designs. Hi everyone, my name is Borja Montoro. I'm a draftsman, a character designer. I used to work years ago as a traditional animator. I direct a post-degree in character design at the UTAD University in Madrid. And it's a pleasure, and I thank Sergio Pablos and his studio, the Spy Studios. They invite me here to come and talk about what I do and what I consider doing character design is. So I'm going to try to do my best and show you all the process as far as I can. First thing I would do, and in this type of character we're going to be dealing today with is a warehouse clerk, type of warehouse clerk. I've been just took my time to just go to internet and just go and Google some images about what I want to do, just to see the type of character we're going to be dealing with. I love just knowing the name of the characters. We're going to be calling him Clark, for example. And then the first question that I just write up on the top of these drawings is why not? Is kind of like giving different options to what I'm going to do. If I'm going to draw a character, first this guy called Clark, is he going to be like a tall guy with basic proportions on it? This could be kind of like a very, very general first option on the character. If I do this character and if I plan it to be, maybe he could be maybe a little bit shorter. He could be like a real strong boy. Why not? And we could just have a longer or a taller, or maybe a shyer guy. Since we don't have any director here, or we don't have any script writer or art director or something, it's up to us to choose who's Clark. I'm gonna choose this guy here because I like it. I think there's plenty of things to do. I would take the option that we've chosen because I gotta work not only just to give a good character, but also to give good information for other departments about the way the guy is. In fact, what I'm doing right now here is what I would do with every single one of these drawings that we've seen before, just before I show it to the art director or to the director of the movie. I would just show my first attempt of these characters as finished as I'm just starting to do. So I flop the drawings a lot, and I reduce the opacity here, and I would just switch to that. I prefer a little bit darker. Now I have everything in place. I know pretty much about how his anatomy works. As I turn in symmetry, the drawing, there are several things that are coming to my brain and immediately coming to my, so that I can correct at least arm, because the shoulder was a little bit too up here to me in the first rough, so I'm just extending that size of the shoulder to make it better. I'm starting to have a first clear impression of what the character could be. Remember that we were dealing with all these guys and that we stopped drawing more on these guys because this presentation can't be extended as much. But then I would do this that I'm doing right now with this guy, with all the others as well. So I need to actually see what I'm doing on the paper, and I just put my choose on it and let's change a little bit of what I'm just watching here. We have this bucket, and I believe that we can keep it. Very useful. I've seen that in one of the images that they have like phones. That is, so I start just dealing on some different elements. Those are elements that are going to be maybe interesting or useful. And remember, we're drawing in a symmetry way, this way. But I can just flop several times because as soon as I flop, I sometimes see the character showing me new elements and stuff that might be interesting to, again, ask myself, is this the best I can do in terms of like caricature or something? Sometimes if a movie is a production that needs to be funnier or cartoonier or something like that, you can just try to go farther. We can stand or exaggerate or caricature our own cartoon to make it maybe again and asking again and once and again that question of why not. Could we have like a helmet could be maybe smaller? Yes, you give that is a question. I'm not saying it's better or is worse or is good or not, or the eyes could be rounder or the nose could be drawn something differently. It could have like maybe a little bit more flesh right here, or even like bigger lips. There's plenty of like different questions that as I'm drawing, and then also in the distribution of like the elements all around the body. Possibilities are infinite. Okay, we can even just go farther and maybe doing legs even maybe shorter. That could be a good character, but this is a little bit more really, just a little bit more realistic. There's a good amount of caricature already up there, but this is a little bit more like cartoony or something, and we're starting to just place the elements so that we can show some of these elements in a more cartoony manner. The attitude of a guy still the same and remains the same, and it's the same ever since we drew that same guy here. It's just you see a little bit of like the process. So we've been here, and now we're here. At this point, I would just take a better pencil. Now I'm gonna think in color, because that's that. If we see down here all the images that I brought, like it's not a very complicated color at the end of the day. It's kind of like I'm gonna just use that type of blue. I love like keeping the rough all the time, and even if it is just a little ghost down there, and then I would just create a new one and then multiply one, and I just take a very basic type of colors that I used to put here, and I'm going to just I always go like to the not much saturated part of it, and then if I need to change it, then I do. At this point, when I have that, I can kind of like reduce the opacity of a black line down there, because I have the whole thing. And when I'm dealing with color and even giving the drawing in color, I love really drawing in color lines. When I'm here, I really need to just control everything. So I would actually kind of like just put everything on the same paper. I eventually may save what I had before, but I prefer just having everything together here at this point and just go directly to just draw. Meet Clark. We're gonna be playing with Clark and keep it up to make him a character. So far, we have first step done. We started by like bringing all these images like as a reference, putting these on a paper, and saying, how about just dealing with different types of like super rough approach on these guys. And we chose this one here, and we started to rough something up on top of that idea. We decided to go just a little bit farther in terms of like caricature, so that this was the first approach. In an actual movie, I would just kind of like come to this final type of design with as many as different options in here. And this is the first approach, the first main drawing, the hero pose, the concept. And once you have green light on concept, then you go to the next step, which would be development. And we'll be doing that later on.